But the coolest thing was they pull out this card and they were like, yeah, and every single year, Taylor Swift sends a Christmas card, a signed Christmas card to the DJs at the radio station. She's done it every single year, basically since she released her first album.
She comes back out and takes another like hour, an hour and a half out of her day after an entire day of shooting, shaking her hands. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
So I really do enjoy sharing these. Check out more cool Taylor Swift stories that you're gonna love in this video.
Wait, I keep forgetting to tell you this really fun Taylor story that I have. And I know all of this because I've gotten very lucky with this project and I keep getting invited to do on-air radio interviews with DJs who all end up turning out to be like the world's biggest Swifties. I've done so many of these interviews at this point that I've lost count and lost track of where they all are. But one special thing to note about this, one thing that I think makes this story even more special, is the fact that all of these radio stations are in what we call small radio markets. So not your New York, LA, Chicago. These are places that are big enough to have a radio station, but small enough that you probably have never heard of that town unless you grew up near there. So I'm in one of these radio stations one day doing promo for a local show that we were playing there, and the DJ starts telling me about how they got to meet Taylor because she had come into the station years ago, like early in her career. But the coolest thing was, they pull out this card and they were like, yeah, and every single year, Taylor Swift sends a Christmas card, a signed Christmas card to the DJs at the radio station. She's done it every single year, basically since she released her first album. The last card that they had handy to show me was the signed Midnights era Christmas card. They said, Taylor's the only artist that does this without fail for Christmas every single year. So I personally think that this is one of the reasons that radio loves Taylor, because she loves them. I mean, the attention to detail is amazing. And like I said, every single interview I have done so far is with a DJ in this small town that is a real Swiftie. I mean, they are listening to all the songs, they know all the lore, they've been to multiple shows on multiple tours, like they're in it. And when Taylor said, "Ask me why so many fade and I'm still here," I mean, I think this is one of the reasons.
This was honestly the worst experience of my entire life, but I think enough time has passed where I can actually just talk about it. I was in Times Square with my cousin, and we get a message, or she gets a message on one of her apps that tells her like where celebrities are, that Taylor's in town and she's at McDonald's. We're in Times Square. She's at the McDonald's in Times Square, so obviously we run over there and try and see her, see what's going on. And there's a line formed around the back of this McDonald's. We break our way in, basically. This guy guarding the back door, people are walking in wearing very specific t-shirts that we do not have, mind you. They're like the McDonald's logo, but it has like the T for Taylor on them. And we show up and we're like, hey, like, do you think we can get in? And the guy's like, no t-shirt, no entry. We bribe him. If you got money, you can probably make it into any event. So we give him a little bit of money. He's like, yeah, go on. So we make it in there, and somebody with like headset, monitor, whatever, he goes, hey, where are you guys' t-shirts? Oh, we don't have them yet. He sends us over to a table where there's all these t-shirts in different colors, gives us ours, and tells us to go wait by the people in the dining room. There's people in the dining room, there's people in the kitchen. Taylor's in the kitchen. You can see through the walls that she's there, she's back there, and she's filming something right now. So we're basically waiting our turn. And we're waiting our turn, and we're waiting, and everyone's excited in there, right? But after a whole day of filming, we still haven't even got into the dining room portion. This is like a 10-hour shoot day. We're tired, we're still standing out there, we're waiting just to meet Taylor. She comes out, we filmed the dining room portion that literally, mind you, takes like 15 minutes. We waited the entire day for 15 minutes of filming. It was like the last thing they needed to do, just the people out there to have their reaction to her coming out of the kitchen. I don't know what this was for, what promotion or song or music video that's gonna be, or if it's ever gonna come out, but she does that, and then she goes back to her like area with her team, takes her, and we're like, dude, we waited this entire day. We saw her for like 5 seconds. We barely got a film, and we thought we were gonna get like maybe an autograph, maybe a picture taken or whatever. And so we're a little bit defeated, and everyone gets packing up, and some lady comes around the edge of the door and she goes, hey, Taylor's about to come back through to like greet everybody. Just make sure you stick around. We're like, oh, cool, that's really sweet of her. She comes back out and takes another like an hour and a half out of her day after an entire day of shooting, shaking her hands. thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Taking photos with everybody, signing autographs. She signed literally anything somebody handed her, she signed. She's like, thank you guys so much for coming out. Like, I'm gonna give you like an extra bit of money for like staying so long in the shoot day, whatever. So just get in contact with our team. So we get in contact with their team. They're basically like, gift card for here, gift card for this, thank you for this, signed letter for this, signed envelope. I'm like, I thought going into this that I would never sit here and say to myself like, wow, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. But I'm a Taylor Swift fan. That was like the nicest thing I've seen a celebrity take time out of their day. She has such a busy schedule. Take all that time out of her day to talk to us, to shake her hands, to sign things. Amazing. And now I'm seeing all the things she's doing with like the Chiefs and all this, and it's just like, you can only hate for so long until you turn around and become a fan. So that's how that became the worst day of my life, because I went from a hater to a fan. And now I'm waiting for this new album to drop. And I cannot wait.
Alright, so my uncle's the head driver for Taylor Swift, so I figured I'm a good person to fact check this article. I texted my mom, I asked her the details, and yeah, she didn't just give him 100K, he got 200K as a bonus, which is incredible. He also said that at the last day of the tour, which was like yesterday or the day before when they were going to LA, I think they were in like San Francisco, he had all the drivers go out and clap as her limo like drove away from the last tour. And her dad called my uncle and was like, Taylor is sobbing. Thank you so much. She's so touched by it. Blah, blah, blah. And then within an hour, they all got their bonuses. So very cool story. It's not a cruel summer. And Taylor Swift's really the GOAT.
So with everything that transpired at the Super Bowl a few days ago, I thought it would be good to share more nice Taylor Swift stories, because it's just so necessary to remind people how sweet of a person she truly is, regardless of what critics have to say. And that's just something that you have to admire. For more great Taylor stories, watch this next video.